So I watched a couple of videos from Adam Kovic. I don't know if you guys, he's not really a YouTuber, for his video, no less. He's a Funhouse, used to be Inside Gaming, was part of G4, and boy, this hammer angle does not do any benefit to my double chin. But I watched the video basically, and it was something about, you know, are you a YouTuber? And then you watched, you know, just like a Q&A type thing. I'm not that popular. This is my first journey into some version of a vlog. I've not taken any courses. I have no clue what I'm doing. But it was pretty interesting. And I thought I would just, you know, treat it like a diary, as I used to call it back in the day, because I'm old like that. When you get old, kids, that will happen. And I thought I would also use it as an opportunity to kind of, you know, just to get get some stuff out there. I feel everyone should write a book. I think everyone should write a book. Everyone should tell their tale, because I think everyone is good at something or has experienced something that, you know, we all could potentially benefit from. I always thought it'd be really cool to take people who are successful in, say, for example, my business, which is just wireless sales, nothing special. But people who are successful in that, we should interview. You know, let's talk to them. What makes them good at something? You know, or even if there's something bad, what happened? You know, we're more of a sharing society now, so I think that's pretty interesting to get that out there. And I think that'd be really cool to, you know, to get that perspective out there. So moving right along, there's a lot of ums in this. As you can tell, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making a video basically in these next, I don't know, 15 minutes basically of my drive. And yes, it's a head cushion behind me. It's my kid's head cushion in the old winter beater, if you will. So where I want to start with basically is back in the day when I first started in wireless, I guess. I was, let's see, I would have been 20. I was 20 years old. And I had just come off of, let's see, I was in insurance sales. I tried out a couple different sales jobs, frankly, because I did not apply myself in college. I didn't apply myself in my job. I knew I had to have a job. At some points, even a couple of them, just because I knew I needed money, but I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So I started in wireless on the recommendation of a friend of a friend who had just started basically like the week before me. Our significant others worked together, and they were both go-getters. Everyone really was more of a go-getter than I was. I just knew I needed money so I could buy, you know, food and fat. So I did. So I applied, and I got the job. It was intimidating, of course, but at that point I had gotten really good at applying and interviewing and things. I would always got, you know, basically whatever I really applied myself to. So I started. It was, you know, it was a half an hour away from the town I lived in. This is a relatively small area out here. There's a lot of cornfields. There's a lot of open space. So the likelihood that you're going to be working, you know, outside of your hometown is actually pretty high, and it's probably not a bad thing. Most of the hometowns around here are relatively small, so you do actually you do gain a benefit from working out of your hometown. But you know, at that time at least. So I started in wireless. I had no clue what I was doing. I was originally hired as an outside sales rep, and I just wanted to get it in. And what happened was I had started. I think it was October. So by the next year, I had made wireless was different. Basically, people, like, everyone had to come to you. You didn't have different options. You couldn't have online options, or, you know, basically you were a hub. You were a hub, a half an hour in every direction for everything, including payments, including making a plan change. I mean, just changing your last name if you get married. I mean, everything had a increase. Made a bunch of money, had no discipline. And I guess that's the point of this particular video, is no discipline. That's probably the title of this one. All money, no discipline, no clue what I was doing. I could not have blown it faster. I used it to buy a vehicle. Here's how it gets shady. I still do to this day buy things on a whim, but not like that. I bought a vehicle basically because I knew I had wanted it. When I had worked at the car dealership, you know, a long time ago, before that, it was like 2 years, I had said to myself, I am getting this Expedition. I had to have it. I thought it was the coolest thing. It felt so prestigious. It's a big vehicle. Back when gas prices, nobody really cared. I had to have it. So I go out and buy this vehicle, and in order to get by my girlfriend at the time, I had told her, I made dinner, I burned it. It was Hamburger Helper. That's how terrible it was. I managed to burn hamburger. No, I overseasoned, I didn't. And I had presented it as if it was her vehicle. She drove it once, I drove it. She never drove it again. It was mine from that point on. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. But I just blew money. I drove all over the place. I had one of the worst gas mileage vehicles, and I drove a half an hour at least every single day to work and then on the way back. So, no discipline, none whatsoever. I probably made more in that year than I have made since. Because again, wireless has changed, which is totally fine. I started to realize that a few years into it that something was wrong with the company. It's a company that no longer exists, which makes some sense. They paid us ridiculous amounts to basically do nothing near what we do now. But that's actually a good thing for you, the customer. I'm glad that it's that way, frankly. It's much more competitive. And I work for a retailer of a major carrier, but it's so cool to see that change. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is no discipline. Growing up, I had zero discipline. I had a paper route. I abused it. I've always abused the money that I've had because I had no idea what to do with it once I had it. We never had it growing up. My mom was a single mom, and she raised all four of us, on a full-time nursing job. I gave her a lot of stink, but she did an amazing job. All of us are still alive. We're all, we all kind of moved away. I'm probably actually the closest one, even though her and I get along the least out of the group of four. But no discipline. I had no clue. I had no idea what to do with it. We didn't have it growing up. We didn't have it, getting into it. When I started to get the money, I had no clue what to do with it. So I just spent it. And I'm paying for it now, honestly. I really truly am. And that's literally and figuratively, I am paying for it. I pay more, I pay higher interest rates. It's hard to get a house when you have no discipline because you just blow it on everything like that. Then you have no discipline to pay your bills. I was bad. I really was. Like I didn't pay bills. If I had a checking account, I always got like NSF fees because I would, I'd make a payment. I'd get $35 fees for like a $2 charge at McDonald's. Okay, let's be fair. You see this right here. This isn't $2. It was $6 or $10 at McDonald's. But the point of this is, find your discipline early. If any of you are young watching this video, which thank you if you're watching this video, because I'm not exactly sure why you're watching it. This was just me driving down the road, throwing on a video camera. Learn to save your money early. Apply it towards stuff. It is so difficult to get a house when you're working against 10, 15 years of late payments and late fees and NSF fees or, all of this other stuff. It's so hard. Your credit is basically a financial version of your body. You get one. You get one. That's it. And once it is ruined, it's so hard to repair that. You're working against yourself. And it sucks because in this life now where we're so connected with so many people and we have so many different things available to us, it sucks to have only a few people on your side based upon your own actions and about how connected we are. But it's even worse when you are your own worst enemy. It's so difficult to overcome that. And that will be videos, down the line. But the best advice I can give, honestly, is make sure that you are thinking 5, 10, 15 years in advance for almost everything that you do in terms of spending money. I mean, we're all going to waste. That's important because it's kind of what we are. We do tend to go out of our ways to waste money on certain things that just don't make any sense. But you don't have to do it all the time like I do. So learn your lessons early and often, and make sure that you don't overstep your bounds, don't overstep your ability to pay things. I mean, you have to look forward to this stuff. You're going to make money. There are so many ways for people to make money. I mean, someone on YouTube, far more successful, like an Adam Kovic, or, they have entire studios built around, wireless consumption and mobile consumption, and, it's a whole nother world out there. So you make money so many different ways. Save it. save every single thing you can. Spend so very little. Treat your credit like your body, like a temple. Yeah, take care of yourselves. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Oh, just went over 10 minutes. I blabbered on for 10 minutes. I can't believe it. And I hope that no one's watching this because it's a terrible video. And I know it's very self-deprecating, but that's me. Thanks, guys. Have a good morning. It's, what is it? Is it Wednesday? Golly, it's Wednesday already. Woo, hump day. Bye.